2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Philadelphia as the 76ers go up against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn looking very confident right now. They're hoping tonight will be a signature win for them, taking on a tough team on their home court. They'll need 4 quarters of near-flawless play to knock them off. And for the last handful of years, Shaq, the Brooklyn Nets have been collecting young assets, guys who have become very valuable.
Jared Allen was a great pick. He's starting to show his full potential. You forget just how young he is coming to the league.
Is that are we keeping you up there, big fella?
Are we keeping you up? Do you really like it?
Let's look at the replay. Is that actually a big old yawn right in the middle of
You know what it is?
It certainly
It's contagious
is.
because he saw me out the corner of his eye yawn, and he yawned as he was talking. See?
Hey, stop playing right
Good, but I do like Karis LeVert, man. That guy is really good.
Wow.
Oh, excuse me. And he has all the talent, Karis LeVert. Ernie, don't go to sleep on us, though. We're just yawning. You just need air. Guys. Kevin. Everybody sleep here. I'm going to sleep, too.
A look from earlier as the Nets bus arrives at the arena. No doubt this is a club ready to handle this challenge on the road tonight. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Ah, that's beautiful. A view of the stunning and historic City Hall. Welcome, everyone, to our broadcast here in Philadelphia. Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Brooklyn Nets. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him normally, now he gets to hear me break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
how
he
great
likes
is
it.
that?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed in letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, D.A. Bill, you look at the career path of Kevin Durant. Some guys want to be the man. Other guys want to be a significant part of a bigger picture. He can play a lot of different roles. And he's so good. That's what makes him so, I think, compelling.
Right. He is a guy that can fit into any system and figure out what to do. And I think that's really rare talent. I actually think Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were like that. And I'd be willing to... LeBron is, in my opinion, one of the 3 best players ever. LeBron, you always kind of have to fit into what he's good at. All the teammates that he's had, he's like certain types of guys. Durant is somebody that just loves being part of a bigger team. It doesn't care if he shoots 28 times. Doesn't really want to.
He's so confident in his own...
Wants to pass.
Yeah.
He's an elite passer, and he's just good at everything. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. You look at like your 2K rating. What would be a bad part of his 2K rating? He's good at everything.
So the Nets starting 5. Garrett Temple is out there with Durant. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Irving. And it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. And for Philadelphia, Harris and Embiid together in the middle. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. And it's Thibault in at the small forward. Now here's Irving. He had 28 points in the win against Utah.
Boy, I thought his passing was absolutely fantastic. I mean, really picked apart the defense all game long.
Here's Thibault. That 3 off the mark. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Irving passes to Jordan. Shoots over Embiid. No good from Jordan.
Now, there's an example of good defense beating good offense.
The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Simmons against Irving. Pass to Harris. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes played. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. The 76ers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
I like his even-keeled demeanor, guys. You look at Ben Simmons, never too high or too low. He's got a quiet confidence about him that bodes well for his future.
And Simmons drops them both. Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some young players.
And still stay competitive.
Build
so they kept the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what you have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
Here's Thibault. After the basket by Brooklyn. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
You know, that's a quick 0 for 4 now. At what point do you call a timeout and reset?
Moving it up. Here's Richardson, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Harris wide open. He shoots, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Yeah, you know, the three-point range Harris has added to his game makes him that much harder to defend. He always is somebody you've got to be aware of.
Now, here is Irving. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Harris dishes to Embiid. Good on the bucket.
Can't allow Embiid to hurt you like that. I mean, he's very gifted at finishing on the drive.
And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Brooklyn. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of it for sure, as it is anytime you make a bunch of mistakes. All they had to do was follow their game plan, and that's exactly what they did.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to them.
Here's Thibault. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. Simmons against Irving. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And how about the numbers here for Spencer Dinwiddie? He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
First one falls for him. And standing over 7 feet, weighing over 250 pounds, it's hard for Embiid to avoid those injuries that plague so many big men, but he in particular seems brittle.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that all the seasons he missed was probably a red flag for that front. It's going to come down to conditioning and us reading a story in August one summer where it's like Joel Embiid has completely changed his body and stopped drinking milkshakes and stopped having 4 meals a day and all this stuff. He actually, I think, is underrated as a great player because if you look at the rim protection stats for him, he is as dominant defensively as he is offensively when he has it going. And he can affect the game even if he's carrying a lot of weight and he's not playing that well. I would love to see him in shape.
Shoots the three. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Richardson. So for the 76ers, the last game, a win against the Pacers in Indiana.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Absolutely, especially on the road when you need those guys off the bench to up the ante.
And here's Irving after the three-pointer from Joel Embiid. There's the pass to Temple. Outside Irving. Fires for three. Good on the three-point shot. Irving's got his second basket of the night.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now, here's Richardson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Embiid. Good D by Jordan. Brooklyn's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Oh, the power on that throwdown.
And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, he takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
KD against Harris. Over Harris. It's hauled in by Harris. Philadelphia's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Richardson outside. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Richardson's got 5 now. Well, Ben Simmons has a very versatile game, there's no doubt, except that his shooting is something that drives you crazy, and that's probably going to determine how great he can become in this league.
Yeah, and maybe what position he ends up playing too, because you could argue maybe you just play him at point center and you put him with somebody else who can stretch the floor, maybe protect the rim a little bit. But I think the thing with Ben is he looks so much better during the regular season because the pace is different. But as you know, in the playoffs, it slows down. And I don't see any roadmap for him being a superstar if he doesn't figure this out. I still feel like athletically, he's way, way up there. And it's just going to come down to, can he go to the next level as somebody who's really never won anything? You know, you think like he's been in round 2 and that's it in 2 straight playoffs. And in both round 2s, didn't play well. I think winning is a skill, and competing at a certain level is a skill, and I'm not sure we've seen that from him enough yet.
Well said. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Simmons.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up,
Take a break.
and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
He misses the free throw. Robinson's checked in for Philadelphia. Korkmaz comes in for Richardson. And the second free throw, good. Nets trail by 3. And here's Irving. He's got 8. Harris outside. Beyond the arc. Rebound by the 76ers. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
And they did win that last game in this matchup. It seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
Yeah, a significant differential in free throws made. I mean, give them credit. They capitalized on those opportunities.
And they'll keep possession. Right side, Kevin Durant over Horford. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Irving. And it's 6 points for KD.
And Durant has just such a fluid release. Very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Simmons passes to Embiid. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And
there's nothing anonymous about it. I mean,
no. Yeah. And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And
I really care
our
about
name
it.
is attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. No good from Simmons.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Irving can't hit.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Impressive work protecting the basket. He held his ground nicely on that one.
And that one's good, Simmons.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
And powering into the first week of the new year, here's a brand new look at the power rankings. Taking a look at Philadelphia, they still have a firm hold on that second spot. Strong place to be.
And I think the Nets, they've come out with a vengeance. I don't care what anyone said about them or their chances to start the year. Now let's see if they can maintain this momentum.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
He's off on the first. Bill, you study pop culture. The 2K Esports League is a phenomenon right now, which is sweeping the country. Do you think that's going to alter the perception of gaming in any way?
Yeah, I would say it has one of the best chances of any esports league to succeed because people just love basketball. And you can feel it there in the off season. The shift in basketball content and the fact that it's now a 12-month-a-year sport for us. And now it goes from the playoffs to the draft to where people going in free agency. And then that plays out for a month, and then something else will happen. All of a sudden it's August.
Summer leagues are coming up.
Summer leagues happening, and then all of a sudden the season's close, and then you just kind of recycle, and it's a 12-month-a-year sport.
Right. Torian Prince, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Bill, I wanted to go back to what you were talking about with the 2K League, and you mentioned how basketball has grown into essentially a 12-month-a-year sport.
For me, a 2K Esports League just makes sense. It fits into that. I think people love the players. I think they care about these athletes in basketball so much more than the other sports. And for me, it's really gratifying because I've loved basketball my whole life. And for a while there, when I grew up as a kid, they were tape delaying the finals. And, you know, it was like the second-tier league. And now to see how popular it is and how much people love it, it's just, I feel like I was in early. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely. I mean, when Magic Johnson is a rookie and starting at center in Game 6 in Philadelphia, yes.
And it was tape delayed.
And it was tape delayed.
My beloved Boston Celtics won the 1981 title, and it was on tape delay in Boston. And I went to bed, and my dad woke me up to watch the game for me. And it's not even 40 years ago. So I think the other thing that really helps with the 2K Esports League is that these guys play 2K, the actual players.
Yeah, right.
They
care about it.
They care about it. They have an incredible amount of time on their hands because they're too famous and they can't go anywhere. So they're in hotel suites. They're bringing with the PlayStation or Xbox with them. They're playing their friends. They're playing each other online. And this is what they're doing all day.
Perfect dime drop that time. Nice execution of the bounce pass.
Here's Korkmaz. An 11-point game for him in the win against Indiana. Pass to Simmons. Shot clock at 6. Goes up the baseline. Count that one. Simmons got 10 points.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Feeds it to Prince. And stolen by Scott. A floater. No good from Simmons.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about the travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff, and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences, and I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. On the free throw, no good.
And Levert, the Ohio native, has a ton of potential, folks. A tall, lanky shooting guard with really good playmaking ability. Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Here's Levert. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Robinson against Harris. Back to Levert. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Korkmaz. He's guarded by Chandler. Outside Robinson. 6 to shoot. The kick out to Scott. There's the triple. And the 76ers get it back. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Passes to Korkmaz. From deep three-point range.
You know, dependable at defending multiple positions, Chandler has great value because of that defensive versatility.
It's all tied in Philadelphia. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
Kyle O'Quinn out there with Horford. Then it's Mike Scott. Then it's Robinson. And it's Korkmaz in at the 1. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn. The feed now to O'Quinn. Pass to Robinson. 5 on the clock. From deep. But they get it back. The kick out to Scott. At the top of the key, Korkmaz. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Here's Horford over Chandler. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do, because it's so sports obsessed. A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like, where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, you know, it's just smoking hot and humid, and so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway. But there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening, like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, or the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before a Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Joe Harris. And Al Horford drops them both.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock them down from the line.
Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. Now the dish to Prince. Dinwiddie outside. The pass to Jordan. Over O'Quinn. Jordan can't get it to go. The 76ers lead. Outside, Scott kicks to O'Quinn. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
And the 76ers making a change here. Harris is checked in. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
On the wing, Harris. The shot, no good. Prince with the defensive effort. Here's Temple. Richardson covering. Prince, the pass to Temple.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Temple.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
O'Quinn, and Jordan sends it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Richardson against Dinwiddie. Prince, the pass to Chandler. Here's Temple. Clock at 6. Chandler trying to free himself up. Temple can't get it to go.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Here's Fable. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on Taurean Prince.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Nets.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Richardson against Dinwiddie. Pass to Temple. Poke loose. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
You look at Irving. Right now he leads in the East, getting plenty of ballots with his name on it.
And as much of an honor as it is to make the team, finishing #1, I think is just that much bigger.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase. We'll keep you updated with the results each day during the voting. And the Nets with possession here. Following the miss by Josh Richardson. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. The Nets have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Prince. And Temple no good on that one.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Here's Dinwiddie following the score by Josh Richardson. Back to Dinwiddie. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Dinwiddie's got his second basket.
Hey, props to Dinwiddie there. I mean, Spencer, the closer he gets to the rim, the more dangerous he is.
Knocked loose. Inside, here's Durant, and KD throws it down.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn. Richardson against Dinwiddie. The jump hook. Richardson no luck.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, Durant is a prime-time threat to pound one down. Got to keep him away from the rim.
Here's Richardson following the bucket by the Nets. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The 76ers have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And a change for the Nets. Irving's checked in for Wilson Chandler.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Passes it to Jordan. Back to Dinwiddie. To the middle. Here's Irving. And he gets the bucket. Irving's got the lead up to 6 now for Brooklyn.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Here's Thibault. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. On defense, Brooklyn. And here's Harris from the arc.
You know, after making 1 3 in the first quarter, he's had none here so far in the second.
Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. Dishes it to Richardson. Back to Harris. Another shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Saturday, they'll tip off a road trip in New York where they'll take on the Knicks.
And looking at that Nets matchup, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire. You're having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
And Embiid drops them both.
You know, Embiid has a very similar story to Tim Duncan's. I mean, the Cameroon native did not start playing basketball until later in life. Now he's one of the very best in the game.
Now here's Irving. He's got 13. Durant at the elbow. And KD throws it down.
And this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Greg, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message.
Well said, because it really could shift momentum here. I mean, the energy you see from the guys on the bench, when they get pumped up like that, I think everybody gets pumped up.
Here's Thibault. His last outing, he had 8 points. Shot clock at 5. Here's Simmons. Fade away, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Brooklyn leading by 6. Dinwiddie with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. Jordan kicks to Temple. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Temple's got 6 in the quarter.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Philadelphia with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Richardson, and it's Durant with the rebound.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
Richardson with it, defended by Dinwiddie. Richardson, good.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
Here's Temple. 6 points for him. Outside Durant. Back to Temple. On the wing, Irving. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Irving's got 15.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
The 76ers trail by 8. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Simmons on the wing. Covered by Irving. No good from Simmons.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
The Nets have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight. 6 of 9 to be exact.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Philadelphia. Korkmaz comes in for Richardson. Free throw, good, Irving. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. 11-point game. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And let's take this chance to look at some of the perimeter players who aren't afraid to mix it up in the middle either. These are the top rebounding point guards in the league. Ben Simmons is second. And, of course, Kyrie Irving.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, their rebounding, that nose for the basketball is a big part of their game.
Absolutely. I mean, that's no coincidence. The ability to have an impact everywhere on the floor, not just on the perimeter. I think that's what separates a lot of the great point guards from the good ones.
5 to shoot, and the basket by Harris.
Boy, this is the threat that Harris poses now. He's a scorer from every level. Inside, three-point land, and at the rim.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Pass to Katie. Some solid defense from Harris. It's tipped. Durant with the steal. Wound up there for Allen. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Woo-hoo-hoo, that's the stuff of nightmares for the defense. They'll see that one in their sleep. A long athlete like Allen flying in the air, that's a bad picture.
Robinson passes to Simmons. Lays it up and banks it in. Simmons got 14 points for the game.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Irving passes to Allen. LeVert with it. Outside Durant. Harris outside. From downtown. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Well, Bill, I know you've got to run. Marvelous to have you on the program. Wish we could do it more often.
Let's do it right now. I don't have to run. Can I stay?
Yes, you can
All
always
right.
stay.
I don't want to leave.
You have a free ticket here anytime you
want.
want.
I want to stay, please.
The microphone's always open.
Thank you.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill. Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
And there's the pass to Robinson. Harris with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. And it's sent back by Allen. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. It's LeVert on the wing. To the inside, Durant. And he uses the glass on the layup. Durant's got 10 points in the quarter.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Embiid, no good.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
And so it's Brooklyn in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Kyrie Irving was red hot to start the first. He had 18 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Spectacular half for Kyrie. Time after time makes a difficult play look easy. A lot of fun to watch, unless you're the one who has to guard him.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. All right, Clark, game is on the line. 1 free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. Shutting the floor for the Nets. Durant is out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2 guard. Here's Simmons. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Simmons got 16.
And, you know, guys, we know Simmons most enjoys getting others involved, but he's showing you he can have huge nights himself as well.
Now, here's pass to Temple. Now, here's Durant. 6 on the shot clock. Over Harris. KD's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 5. 3-pointer on the way. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Simmons. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, you've got to like the sight of Simmons knocking down the jump shot. Unless you're the other team, of course. And then you know you're in trouble when he's making jumpers.
Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
Free throw drops for KD.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable scorer.
And with Durant, perhaps the most amazing part, he can have quiet nights, Greg, of 30-plus points.
Kevin, his scores are just so easy for him that you forget you aren't supposed to see 7-foot sharpshooters doing it. He can score from anywhere in any fashion and can hold his own with any player in history in terms of how unguardable he is.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Richardson outside. Brooklyn with the rebound. KD's got 6 rebounds in the game. And stolen by Simmons. Richardson attacking. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Well, Simmons has what I call see-ahead vision. I mean, he sees a play ahead, and he's a great passer.
Now, here is Irving. 20 points for him. Dinwiddie finds Jordan. Back to Dinwiddie. He can't get that one. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Al Horford is checked in for the 76ers. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Embiid.
He's really made that a focus of his game these past few years, and it's paid big-time dividends for him. He's become a much better rebounder, and it's increased his value as a player by leaps and bounds.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. Just got to marvel at his greatness.
The 76ers trail by 7. Richardson kicks to Simmons. With the hook shot from past the arc. That's good from Horford on the assist by Simmons. Horford's got 5 points so far.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Scotty's checked in for the 76ers. Prince is checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do to prevent Simmons from creating space. I mean, it's quite honestly what he does best in pick-and-roll situations.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And the 76ers making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. And the Nets making a change here as well. Chandler's checked in from the left block. Goes up on the block, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Clock at 6, and the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That'll be his second foul of the game. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Dinwiddie kicks to Prince. Back to Dinwiddie. From outside the arc, Al Horford with the rebound. The 76ers trail. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Simmons passes to O'Quinn, and there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that fourth foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 20. And O'Quinn slams it in.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 15-6 run. Simmons inside. He's covered by Irving. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Dinwiddie. And the layup's good off the glass. Dinwiddie's got 6.
And that quick first step of Dinwiddie, very dangerous once he gets a foot advantage on the D.
And Philadelphia has possession. Pass to O'Quinn. Back to Richardson for the lead. The shot missing. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his first foul. Here's Irving. 20 points for him. Prince finds Jordan. Over O'Quinn. No good from Jordan. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
A moment now to see the stats for Prince. How his last 10 games have gone. He's getting around 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Following the miss by DeAndre Jordan. Chandler, no good.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Timeout called, the Nets.
And, you know, questions for the Sixers about fit between their 2 young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are legitimate questions, because when young players are that talented, it sometimes is hard for them to sacrifice their own games for the good of the team.
So for the Nets, Allen comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Harris subbed in for Dinwiddie. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. They trail by 1. And for Simmons and Embiid, a clash of styles, too. Simmons, you know, Clark, is at his best in transition.
And, you know, Embiid, guys, is more a half-court threat, attacking in the post. Long term, I think they'll figure it out, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out between those 2.
Here's Richardson. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Here's Simmons. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Harris passes to Irving. Harris outside. Allen inside, working on O'Quinn. Just 3 to shoot. And here's Prince outside. Second chance shot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Brooklyn.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Shots.
And he makes the first. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago after stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
And so Jordan nails both of them. Clark, you and I are sitting here watching this game, broadcasting the game. There are a lot of times that the fans can't see how emotionally charged up you are over some of the things you see on the floor, good and bad.
Hey, I love great basketball. Excellent passing, tremendous hustle, creativity on your moves. One of the things that really excites me, though, is to see the ball pop and end up in a three-point shooter's hands, and he's able to knock one down because the crowd is able to follow that ball, and the anticipation just kind of rises as it gets to the designated shooter. I love guys going after rebounds on the offensive glass.
That's a great example about the three-point shot, though, Clark. I love that. It's terrific. Harris fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
And you know what, guys? You got to love his fearlessness there. I mean, Harris doing a nice job taking on the defense and finishing.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Korkmaz checked in for Scott.
One shot.
That's good from Harris. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
Now here's Simmons. 20 points for him.
That's exactly how you win a rebound battle. Get good position and then use your strength to hold on to that position.
Outside Irving. Down low. And it's sent back by Horford. Outside Robinson. The 76ers again can't hit it. Nets leading by 6. Irving kicks to Prince. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Robinson, and finished off by Robinson.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Now Irving. 22 points for him. Pass to Harris. Now Jordan. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Korkmaz. He's still scoreless so far in this one, and they get it back. Tries again. Got that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Horford.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the 2 critical positions, a 6'10" point guard and a 7'2" center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid comes in for Kyle O'Quinn, and Harris subbed in for Korkmaz. Kevin Durant's checked in for the Nets. Karis LeVert comes in for Taurean Prince. Both good from the line that time.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the 2nd straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
Now here's LeVert, following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. And now the 76ers on the break. Pulls up for 3. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 8 points for Tobias Harris. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation, and I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Now here is Robinson. He's got 6. A floater. Good work defensively by KD.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Here's Simmons. After the basket by Brooklyn. The shot from the low post is good. Simmons got 22 points.
With Simmons, the closer, the better. I mean, he's confident from this area of the floor.
Irving attacking, shoots it up. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Irving. Irving's got assist number 5 here tonight. The 76ers trail by 5. Outside, Simmons. Robinson against LeVert. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got 4 points this quarter.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
Here's Irving. Add another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts. .30 left to play in the third. And the pass to Robinson. And the first one at the line is good. Garrett Temple has checked in for Irving. And Embiid drops them both. Nets leading by 3. KD on the wing, guarded by Horford. For 3, Harris. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. To the paint. Here's Embiid. Goes back up. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splashed it.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Brooklyn ahead, leading by just 1. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. The Nets with the lead. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, the talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Then it's Simmons. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Thibault in at the shooting guard. Here's Thibault. Pass to Harris. Ball's knocked loose, stolen by Durant. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Allen leading the charge.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. It's a 3-point game. Passes it to Horford. And here's Harris from the arc. A new 14 for the 76ers. Embiid, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. And he's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Richardson's checked in, and the Nets making a change here as well. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Harris. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Following the miss by Josh Richardson. A second chance effort, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And the Nets lead by 7. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Pass to Embiid. Richardson against Dinwiddie. Richardson attacking, and it's sent back by Allen.
It's really hard to shoot over Allen, which is probably why you shouldn't try to do it.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The pass to Harris. Over Durant. The 76ers with another miss.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
And it's LeVert missing, and the call will be against Caris LeVert. That's foul number 2 for him. The 76ers trail by 9. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And Simmons slams it in.
Simmons is driving inside. I'm telling you, he's going to sky up for the flush. Getting to the bucket in no time.
To the middle, here's Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
Simmons against LeVert. Pass to Harris. Durant with the steal. Dinwiddie attacking. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And at 6'6", Spencer Dinwiddie's tall for a point guard, but Clark, despite his size, very slippery off the dribble.
Yeah, he's ill-like when you talk about him off the dribble, guys. I mean, excellent change of pace, and he's got a quick first step. And once he gets in the lane, his size helps him be a good finisher.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Look, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
Durant, and again, it's Brooklyn converting.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Richardson outside. Simmons looking around. Durant with the steal. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one.
You know, for a team like the Nets, building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
He hits the second from the line. Clark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development, the investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Brooklyn with the ball after Ben Simmons' miss. It's Durant on the wing, guarded by Harris. Here's Dinwiddie. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. KD's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. The 76ers trail by 15, and Philadelphia calls time here. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
The Nets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He was disappointed in the shot selection. He told them, stay patient, run the offense, make the extra pass. We don't have to make up the deficit all at once. We'll see if they start shooting a little better. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. That's good from Simmons.
Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
And Simmons drops them both. And Clark standing 6'10". Has there ever been a player Ben Simmons' size or bigger who could handle and pass like this?
I really don't think so, Kevin. Obviously, LeBron is 2 inches shorter and probably 15 pounds heavier. Giannis is more of a scorer than a passer and facilitator. Magic Johnson was the first of the true 6'8"-ish point guards. He might be the closest when you look at Ben Simmons, but man, he's special because of that size and passing ability.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
No good on the free throw. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
And he sinks the second. The Nets on offense. They're on an 18-7 run. Simmons against Dinwiddie. It's LeVert on the wing. Back to Dinwiddie. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The three. And it's LeVert missing.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Offensive rebound. Here's Harris. Hits the jump hook.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Here's Temple, guarded by Simmons. Fires the three. Dinwiddie's shot is off. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Philadelphia. Richardson gets a wide open look. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. To the left wing. KD dishes to Temple. Tips it, and there's Jordan putting it right back in. And the Nets lead by 12.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great position.
Dinwiddie against Richardson. Passes it to Harris. Outside, Simmons. Over Jordan. They get it again. Here's Embiid. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Now here's Dinwiddie. LeVert the pass to Temple. This one for 3. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got 5 rebounds tonight.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Nets leading by 8. Here now is Dinwiddie. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Brooklyn. Richardson with it. Pass to Simmons. And they pick up 2. Simmons got 6 here in this quarter.
And for a 6'10 player like Simmons to be handling the ball like that, come on. That's criminal.
And it's blocked by Simmons.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Now, here is Irving. Following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And they're doing a very good job at the line this half.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
Here's Thibault. Inside, Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
Tell you what, fellas, like seeing Harris be engaged from there. I mean, refusing to settle for the simple layup. Nice finish.
Irving kicks to Jordan. Shoots from 12. Knocked away. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. KD against Harris. And Kevin Durant good for 3. Durant's got 37.
Boy, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
The pass to Embiid from deep. A rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got 15 rebounds here tonight.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
The 76ers trail by 11. Harris outside. Fires at the elbow. And he hits the jump shot. Harris has got 11 in the second half.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Irving with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Embiid with the steal. By himself. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, he's got such a good understanding of when to go after the steals. Excellent instincts defensively from Embiid there.
Irving surveying the floor. Down low. Here's KD. That shot no good. Some solid defense from Harris. Here's Thibault. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Yeah, clutch play there. No reason to risk the jumper when you can get to the rack.
Yeah, you want to get those sure things down the stretch, and that close to the bucket, he is a sure thing.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Offensive rebound, Jordan. Good D by Embiid, and stolen by Jordan. Durant, no good. And it's Harris with the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. Richardson dishes to Harris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Now just a 3-point Nets lead.
That's a big-time bucket from Harris. I mean, so cool, confident, and composed in these big moments. He's made for it.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And you can see that Durant has an incredible drive. He wants to be an all-time legend when it's all said and done.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a 2-possession game.
Outside, Simmons. He feeds it to Embiid. The shot's good. Embiid's got 5 points now this quarter.
And you know Embiid wants the ball in these situations. He wants that shot. He wants to come through for his team.
Count it. That's 28 points for Kyrie Irving.
And you got to admire Irving in these situations. Doesn't let pressure overwhelm him. In fact, he embraces it.
Philadelphia's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Simmons, the bounce pass, and stolen by Irving. Lobbed up there for Durant. Dinwiddie passes to Temple. Durant up top over Harris. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock. Durant kicks to Dinwiddie. Pass to Jordan. Over Simmons. Tries yet again. Jordan the pass to Durant. Outside Irving. Shot clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. They shoot again, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Goes up off the inbound. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
And Embiid drops them both.
And now you're in a great position thanks to those clutch free throws. 1 possession game now.
And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Raul Neto's checked in for Simmons. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game. And the 76ers call time here. They trail by 5. 20 seconds left in the game. Here's Neto, covered by Irving. Neto can't get it to go. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game. 8 seconds left in the 4th. He kicks it to Richardson. Puts up a 3. Can't hit that one. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, you guys were down early, but you came back. At what point did you take over the game?
I think we still came out a little flat at the beginning of the game, but, you know, we got ourselves together, gathered ourselves, and we know that, you know, in order to win games and championships, we have to come out and get stops. So that's what we did.
And that turned things around, DeAndre. Thank you. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.